Welcome to the Two Dopes from Jersey podcast.
Where we're eating and loving our way through the great Garden State and beyond.
All right, how's everybody doing out there in podcast land?
Hey guys.
My name's Brian Smith. This is my wife, Maggie Smith.
And this is the Two Dopes from Jersey podcast, episode 1.
Episode 1. Yeah, we're very excited about this. We've been wanting to do this forever, and we just really haven't had the time. But now that's all we have is time. So we figured, let's jump into this podcast thing and give it a whirl.
Yes, so today with our introduction, we're just going to go through some of our most frequently asked questions, whether it's through our Instagram, YouTube.
From all the interviews we've had over the years, because we're so popular and famous. No, but we just figured this was a great way to introduce ourselves, maybe to people who don't follow us on Instagram, which is really where we got our start, is the Instagram platform. We've been doing it now, I don't know, 7 years. 7 years. God, it's a lot of food, a lot of pictures.
A lot of food.
There was a period of time there where I couldn't remember the last time I had a meal without taking a picture of it, but that just became the way of life for us.
Absolutely.
So, all right, I think that's a great idea. I think we should start off with things that people ask us all the time. So, and I would say, what's the number one question?
So, people always ask us how we got started, and then immediately following that, how did we get our name? Right. Two Dopes from Jersey.
Two Dopes from Jersey always piques people's interest.
Yeah, so I think basically we got started. Brian and I started dating. We had a love of food. Was one of our common interests that brought us together.
And we were already kind of, back when 7 years ago, influencers as far as foodies go wasn't like this huge thing, but we were just out taking pictures of food anyway and sending it to friends like, oh man, you got to try this place.
Giving recommendations. People would contact us saying, hey, I'm going to Collingswood or I'm going to New Brunswick. Where should I be eating?
Right.
So,
and Maggie's younger than me, so she was a little bit more into Instagram than I was at the time. And so I was just getting into it. I was like, oh, I really like taking the pictures. And she turned to me and she says, well, maybe we should start an Instagram account. People do this stuff. And I was like, what, you want to post our pictures? And she's like, yeah, it'd be great. We take such good pictures. Then we can recommend places.
And then he says, well, who would listen to us? We're just two dopes. And alas, Two Dopes from Jersey was created.
I think I actually even said, who listened to Two Dopes from Jersey? And then we just kind of looked at each other and I said, Two Dopes from Jersey.
That's got a nice ring to it. And let's face it, we are dopes.
Yeah, in more ways than one. But, it's also really funny, too, because over the years, some people, oh, you guys are crazy, that place isn't that good or whatever. And so it's a disarming kind of name, too, because it can never get us in too much trouble if somebody doesn't like our opinion or whatever. We'd say, hey, man,
we told you up front.
We're Two Dopes from Jersey. You're the one who listened to us, so who's the dope? Huh?
Yeah.
Who's the dope now?
Bunch of jabronis.
So that's it. That's the sexy story of how Two Dopes from Jersey name came about. And really, how Two Dopes from Jersey started.
Yep.
And then I think right after that, our first place we went to was like a pizza place in Seabright. We just happened to be there, and she pulls out the phone, and she's like, let's go. Oh, no, maybe it was Harpoon Willie's.
I think it was Harpoon Willie's. A great spot.
We were going out to dinner anyway, and she pulls out her phone. And I was actually like, come on, there's people all around. You pull your phone out. She's like, no, this is for our Instagram. And I was like, oh, okay.
It's time to get going.
And then next thing you know, I was like, well, maybe we should shoot it like this.
Yeah.
And she's like, let's shoot it. And that became the competition part of the Two Dopes started. Too.
Lots of bickering in public in those early days.
God.
You're taking it the wrong way.
Everybody's like, you guys are so cute. You're such a great couple. They don't see the behind-the-scenes bickering of, no, my picture was better. Or,
luckily,
your lighting's terrible.
Out. Lots of camera equipment. We've gotten it down to a science now.
Yeah. And we're pretty, I would say at this point, we're pretty slick about getting the pictures taken without causing a big scene in the restaurants. Because we're also there. I mean, we're not just there. I don't know if other people are like this. They just go take pictures of food, take a bite, and split. We are always there for the complete experience, the ambiance, we're just there enjoying dinner.
We don't recommend anything that we don't actually enjoy
or
appreciate.
Oh, that's another question,
So we really
too.
vet the places that we even choose to post about. And we turn down a lot of offers because it's not something that we would necessarily enjoy.
We probably turn down more offers than we take offers, certainly. If we really like a place, we read lots of, NJ Magazine and all food places and blogs, and we're really up on like what places we want to go to. So a lot of times we'll go in quietly and go have dinner and then post, and then later the chef will contact us and maybe have us invite us back in, and we can do something with them. video wise or whatnot. But a lot of times we like to go in quiet because we don't ever want to post a place that we're not sure like.
Exactly.
And if you call the place ahead of time or they contact you, then you feel obligated because they're giving you this nice meal. A lot of times we'll get a meal for free, but a lot of times we pay for our own stuff because we're just foodies at heart.
We're foodies first, Instagrammers, food bloggers second.
We're much better at being just foodies. We're terrible at... I mean, at this point, we should be making millions of dollars. At least, that's what I thought. And that just hasn't come to fruition.
But we've had a lot of fun.
Oh, we've met so many people, had so much great food. It's been really an exciting ride. And actually, it's been way more fun than we ever thought it would have been. And we had so many cool things.
So let's get kicking to question 2.
Question 2.
How did we meet?
How did we meet each other? Oh, well, go ahead if you want to.
Well,
I would say it's the way all great love stories start.
At an Irish bar over some whiskey.
That's it. Our eyes met from across the room. I floated across and laid on my best lines. And then we got into long discussion about Miles Davis as we were sipping whiskey.
Paris.
And then before we know it, we were talking for multiple hours.
Switched bars.
All the people that we came with were kind of off into the background now at this point.
And getting annoyed.
Getting very annoyed that we were still engaged in this long conversation. And then before she left, her sister was with her, and she said, "Come on, we got to go now. We've been out forever." I asked her for her phone number, and then she gave it to me.
And he called me later that night.
I think I called you 5 minutes later.
Yeah, he thought it was a fake number.
Yeah. And then one of her great lines was, "Do you even know what color my eyes are?" When after
Well, he was laying it on a little thick for someone who just met me.
I wouldn't say that. right amount thickness. And I said, "Of course I do. They're beautiful." And then I think that was the line.
That was it.
I think that was the line that cemented the second date or first date, because that wasn't really even a date.
No, that was just a happenstance meetup. But one of our first dates actually kind of predated Two Dopes from Jersey.
Oh, yeah.
But our pizza crawl.
Yeah, I mentioned to her that I always wanted to just one day get in the car and hit like 5 or 6 pizza places that I've heard about that were supposed to be great and do it all in one day and just compare the pizzas. And she was like, "Yeah, that's amazing.
Are you my dream guy?" Yeah. I think you're my dream guy.
So
we started off at Mario's in Clifton, which was one of my all-time favorite pizzerias growing up.
And that is a razor thin.
They have the
pizza.
Emma pie, razor thin.
So good.
Nothing else like it. So, like the dopes we are, we actually ate like a pie and a half to our head.
Yeah, because the pie was so good. And then we're like, wait a second, we have to go to another place. So then we went to Santillo's down in Elizabeth, which actually wasn't that far of a car ride. Because we figured we'd hit places, we spread it out, we digest in the car, So here we are driving, and neither one of us is saying anything to the other, but we're pretty full at this point.
And this is not far into our relationship. This is like maybe date number 2.
Yeah, you're not even passing gas at this point in front of each other.
So we're both like our stomachs.
We're just cramping.
We're stuffed. We're trying to keep going. No one wants to say to the other one, "We literally bit off more than we can chew. We should have paced ourselves better." So I think we hit maybe 4 pizzerias in all. But it was a fun day. But a pizza episode is coming down the pipe.
Let's go through it, because then the next place we went to was Santillo's, and then Santillo's is a place in Leslie. Go down the alley. And, everybody with Santillo's, it's a very unique pizza. It's different than any other pizza you'll have in the state because it's made in an old, I think, German bread oven. And he's a great guy. He'll pull you back there and talk all about it. But the pizza's really thick. So if this is your second pizza on a pizza crawl, you're in for it. And so, again, we're at the point of being polite. We go to, and then we're there. There's a bar up the street where you can bring the pizzas and sit down. So we open our pie there and we're eating it. And now you can see, like, we have a slice each, and the second slice really isn't going down, and we're kind of like maybe a little bead of sweat coming off the head, and then lots of Zantac or Tums being taken at that point secretively, and then again we hit a couple more places. What was the other place we had? Frederick's, and then no, it was one in Long Branch. I can't remember the name of the place. Anyway, that was our first official date, and then. After that, really probably the beginning of Two Dopes without us even realizing it.
Yeah, so it was kind of always percolating. We just finally formed it.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so what else? What other questions do you think people ask us?
Well, people always ask us some of our best experiences with two dopes.
Yeah. Or the one question to get before we even get the best experiences was like, where's your favorite place to eat? And I always freeze. Like someone goes, hey, if someone's like, I'm in New Brunswick, where should I eat or something like that? Then I just rattle out place. Oh, you gotta go to Frog and Peach. You gotta go. But when someone goes, what are your favorite places to go? It's just like
it's tough because
deer in the headlights.
So many options.
Yeah.
So many different types of cuisine in New Jersey, which is one of the things we love.
Oh, yeah. Jersey's so great like that.
It's so diverse. There's so many different types of food.
But it's literally, you freeze and you're like, you need someone to guide you. Well, where are you going to be at? So that question's always difficult. But
speaks to us being dopes because we are food bloggers from New Jersey.
Yeah,
so you would think we'd have some pretty solid answers.
I was thinking I should always have a list as to my... Here we are. Podcast on the spot, Maggie. What's one of your favorite places you love?
Mistral in Princeton is a great spot. And then the sister restaurant, Elements.
Yeah, Elements is excellent. Yeah. Good stuff. And the menu's always changing, so it's always exciting. Changing menus are a double-edged sword because it's always exciting and they're always like seasonal and it's great. But if you really love something, you know, like, man, this might not be here the next time it comes.
That's why you have to double or triple order when you're eating it.
And Mistral's like that. Mistral, I've gone back a couple times. But I've never left.
We never had a bad meal.
No, right. I've never been like, wow,
and the cocktails
really stinks.
there are really good.
Cocktails are always great there. Fantastic cocktails.
Yeah, I like the chef there a lot.
All right, so you say Mistral. I will stay on that side of the state, and I'll say Brick Farm Tavern is one of my tops. The whole story about farm to table is really,
and
evident
you can
there.
taste it.
Oh yeah, the burgers. And by the way, they got Troon Brewery there. We did a thing a couple years ago on the best breweries in the state, and Troon was actually our number one. Spoiler alert! If you even find it on YouTube, it's out there. What did we do? Like top 7 or something like that? Something weird. I can't remember. But this is when Maggie was pregnant.
Yeah, so I wasn't doing any.
So I had something. I had to all right, I'm going to take this opportunity and drive all over the state and meet all these brewers. And that was what a great time I had. And we compiled the list. And Troon, which is on the property of Brick Farm Tavern, was. But it's our number one, and it was, you're eating this delicious food at Brick Farm Tavern, and you're able to drink Troon beer. It's like a...
Yeah, and it's one of the only places you can get Troon on tap in the state.
It is the only place.
It is the only place, yeah.
It's the only place. And so what do we love? I love their burgers, the grass-fed beef burgers there are just insane. They make great clams there. The empanadas
are always
so
delicious.
Good. All right, this is fun. Let's keep you on the spot. What's another place you would pick?
Bamboo Leaf in Bradley Beach.
Oh, yeah, that's fantastic.
Great Thai food.
Oh my God, the best Thai food. The tom yum soup.
The tom yum soup, the drunken noodles.
So good.
Love it.
Yeah. That's a small little place, too. It's not a lot of people know it. It's just south of Asbury Park. But, I would say, in my opinion, it's the best Thai food we've had in the state.
Oh, yeah.
It's so good.
I could go for that right about now.
Yeah,
Let's stop this.
Yeah.
Go get some tom yum soup and then come back.
I think that's a great idea.
Okay, so what's another restaurant of yours that you love?
Another restaurant. See, here I am on the spot. I said Brick Farm.
Don't panic.
I was going to say Porch and Proper, but they've recently changed owners. That was one of our best meals we've had in probably 2019, right before everything stopped.
Porch and Proper.
Porch and Proper is so delicious. So absolutely delicious. Actually, you know what I'll say?
I'm surprised you're not saying Smitty's Clam Bar.
That's a fantastic place. Yeah, down Summers Point. I love that right there. Is the best tuna I've ever had. They had this tuna in a little casserole dish, baked with like a ginger sauce on it. I was shocked at the quality and how good it was.
They had a fantastic fried shrimp po' boy.
Yeah. The po' boy was amazing. It's also the ambience. You're just sitting outside at this little pull-up window, like an outside diner almost, and the clams are incredible. They got the clams. The cocktail sauce in a syrup pour, so you can get the perfect portion. So cool.
Now that's not a place you can just casually walk up to though, because it's packed.
You got to get there early.
We went middle of the week in the summer, got there a half an hour before it opened, and by the time they actually rolled up the little sides of the counter to open, you couldn't find a seat.
Exactly. Thank God we got there early.
Yeah, so anyone who's listening who wants to go to Smitty's Clam Bar, plan ahead. It's well worth the wait.
That if you're concerned about in the summer season outside dining, that would be the place to go. So yeah, cool. Thank you for if it wasn't for Maggie, I would never be able to answer this question. Because now see, it's by region. Because now I'm thinking, okay, now we're down at Summers Point. Then boom, Stephen Cookies pops up in my mind. And
Margate.
Or
right?
The Knife and Fork in Atlantic City. Now,
Doc's Oyster
House.
So really, we should do it by region and then scratch region and then do it by type of cuisine or experiences, fine dining.
Right.
Seafood.
Which is what we're going to do, I think, in this podcast. Is we'll talk about some of our favorite places at the shore, some of our favorite Italian food.
Maybe favorite romantic dinners.
Yeah. So there's lots of things that we can discuss that we can't necessarily get across in Instagram. And we're both just so lazy at blogging. We'll blog, we'll write a great blog, but then, it's like a couple months. So I think the podcast might be a good channel.
Got a lot of irons in the fire.
Right.
So it's hard to keep up with blogging.
And God knows we like to talk, so that's
true.
That's a good thing for us. All right, so that's good. There's a couple examples right off the bat.
Hope it gets your taste buds watering.
Yeah. So what's and then the other thing would be favorite experiences, right? People always say like, oh, what cool things have you guys done because of Two Dopes? And Two Dopes has definitely given us some cool experiences. We got to meet some celebrity chefs, some celebrities, which was really cool. I don't want to sound like we're bragging.
Well, I mean, it's just given us the opportunity to go try some really great restaurants, get to meet the people behind these great restaurants, even, just regular non-celebrity chefs.
Oh, yeah. Chefs are always so great to us and coming out and talking with us and explaining the food to us. And just, I feel like, we've made a lot of friends. David Burke, his restaurants, he's always been really super generous. We've made... Bobby Flay we got to meet. We went to the
Gordon
Ramsay we've met. Gordon Ramsay, by the way.
So nice.
Such a nice guy. He totally not like the guy on television at all.
We were expecting the guy on television a little bit, but he could not have been more gracious.
The funny thing about Gordon Ramsay was we were invited to be the guest influencers on his show, the one that's on Fox. I can't even remember the name of the show. Two Dopes from Jersey, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, so we were brought into this restaurant. There's hidden cameras everywhere, and before we knew it, we were sitting down. We're surrounded by cameras, and then boom, Gordon Ramsay's right in our face.
24 hours to hell and back.
That's exactly it. That's right. It's the one where they overtake the restaurant and they reinvent it for
in 24 hours, right. And then they reopen it. So
we had Gordon Ramsay, boom, in our face immediately, and we're sitting there, and he knew our names. He said, "Oh, this is Maggie and Brian. They got this great Instagram account." And you could have knocked me over with a feather. I couldn't believe. I was like, what? Gordon Ramsay's talking about us?
In true fashion, he goes, "Oh my gosh, so how'd you guys come up with your name?" And now we've answered this question a million times. And I just am so starstruck. And I'm like, "We're Dopes." And he looks at me. And he looks at Brian, and he's like, "All right." Like, you could just tell in his mind, he's like, "We're done here."
Yeah. And I was literally like, yeah, we're Dopes. We're Dopes. But he was
actually,
so nice.
Fun story. Brian and I had a daughter about a year and a half ago, and she was only, 4 or 5 weeks old at the time. So that was our first date night out of the house after having our daughter. So crazy first date, but we were definitely out of practice.
And the filming took, it was like 6 hours.
Oh,
yeah. But it ended up being a blast. So we were so excited about it, and then they told us it was coming on in January or February. So we started promoting it. We're saying, hey, we're going to be, because they interviewed us on camera, and we
were mic'd up for 7 hours.
But what had happened in our particular episode is one of the episodes where the restaurant didn't pull off the big make.
And the chef
quit, and it was kind of a nightmare scenario, so they had to throw it all. So we couldn't sit there and talk about, oh yeah, we like this about, by the way, the food was terrible, so we couldn't really talk about how great the food was. So our whole segment basically I think
nixed. They had us for about 2 seconds on film, and I was like, "Oh, I like the lights."
And they got me at the bar laughing, taking a drink, and we had told everybody
really
we're going to be on TV.
And some of the guys from The Sopranos were there, part of the filming. So we had Big Pussy.
We became pals with Big Pussy. Drinking at the bar?
Because we were sitting at the bar in the restaurant, and they were sitting in the restaurant
and then he
dining
came in,
room.
he bought us drinks, we bought him drinks.
They kept coming over to... Well, technically no one was buying anyone.
He was let me tell you, that guy was a riot. He was such a nice guy. And he was fantastic. We were doing... He kept buying us shots of tequila. Because we were there, literally, for like 6 hours. It took a long time. I started at 8. We didn't get home till like 3 in the morning or something like that. Because... we were doing shots, and then we had to hang out for a while, drink lots of water, and even then, the post production, it took a while to get out of there. But that was a very cool experience. That has to be up there. But the finish line, because we thought we were going to be on national television, and we were technically, but not in any kind of
real way.
If you blinked or you sneezed, you would have missed our cameo on the show.
We had to hit rewind a few times while watching the show.
What's in the? Oh, we had one time we met Casey. We hung out with Casey Webb from
Man vs. Food at a Twisted Tea tailgate party.
That was a lot of great guy, super fun, Jersey boy,
awesome guy.
Yeah, really fun.
We
guy.
had a lot of fun with that. We
met
Bobby Flay.
No, we met because we got invited by the Jets to come do the whole tailgate experience. We got to meet Hugh Jackman. He was down on the sidelines.
Okay, that's a story for another day.
Completely accosted him for a photo, and he's taking the picture of the two of them. She grabs the phone. She says, "That's not my good side."
Well, I didn't want a double chin if I had one picture with Hugh Jackman.
On our website, somewhere in the gallery, there's a picture of Maggie and Hugh Jackman. You have to try to find twodopes.com, twodopesfromjersey.com. Because his face in this photo is like, are you kidding me?
He's kind of like, who let this person down on the field?
And Maggie's got this huge smile, like, I'm with Hugh Jackman.
He looks so annoyed, but he was very nice.
Oh, because he was also trying to get, Curtis Martin was walking by, and he was a huge Jet fan. He's like, Curtis Martin. Maggie jumps in front of him. Hey, let's take a picture. So he didn't get to talk to Curtis Martin. She takes the phone, takes the picture. He just looks so miserable. But really nice guy. Really great guy.
Really nice.
A really nice guy. But if you see the picture and realize that she had just blown his opportunity to meet Curtis Martin,
he's Hugh Jackman. I'm sure he has other opportunities to meet him.
Big deal, though. It's pretty funny. So, those are some of the stories. Hopefully we can share some more stories like that throughout the podcast, unless we just told all of our best ones right off the bat. There's no reason to listen to it.
No, we've got a great season coming up. We've got some really exciting episodes in the works, and we're just so excited to kick off this podcast and
and really share
our journey
and hopefully inspire people to get out to it. Because, like Maggie said earlier, that New Jersey just has such an array of food. Different ethnicities, different
and not
types,
only that,
different.
The thing that we love to promote on our blog and on our Instagram is the fact that you can get in your car and you can drive an hour in any direction in New Jersey and be in a completely different area.
Oh, yeah. In some cases, you can drive a couple miles.
You can be up in Hunterdon County, get in your car and drive an hour and 20 minutes and be down at the Jersey Shore. You know?
And have totally different cuisine. I mean, the one thing that's constant in New Jersey, you can always find an Italian restaurant in New Jersey.
That's true.
No matter where you are. But the difference between, North Bergen County and down in Salem County, it's like it might as well be
two different states.
Yeah, it's totally different.
And New Jersey has so many great things to offer.
Yeah, and so we'd like to share the experiences that we've had in some of our favorite places, and we're always taking recommendations from people through Instagram and through our Facebook page or through our website. Especially when people are like, you got to try a place like this. Yeah. And we look it up, and there's so much love given to the place.
We have an ongoing list of just restaurants we go to.
My Google map is insanity with how many places we still have.
So
and we've been doing this. We've hit so many places.
And there's still so many
more
to hit. So we're so passionate about it, and we're just really excited to continue talking about it and spreading the word and hearing back from people and continuing to find great food. So thanks for listening along.
Yeah, this was fun. Yeah, this was fun. I had a blast. I'm really looking forward to the next episode already.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys.
Two Dopes out.
Yeah, Two Dopes. Ryan Seacrest. Two Dopes out.